Sunsets appear incredibly more vivid. Flowers are enchanting. The whole world comes alive.
e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody and welcome back to your coverage of DotaPit Season 4 by G2A. I'm Toby1, your host for the English Lion stream tonight as we wrap up our Group B of the European qualifiers to see who will actually qualify for the LAN final. And in pure Valentine's Day spirit, I started alone but I found myself someone to love. Well, maybe not love, just accept that he's here. It's Blaze.
Oh man. Well, hopefully everyone gets to learn to love me now. It should be fun, man. We got a good game out of the Vegas series. Now we get to see Na'Vi looking really good, at least a lot better than they have been in recent times. And they're going into, I would consider, a favorable matchup for themselves here. 99%, the reshuffled, even stood in for a roster here. I really don't know what to make of this team at this point in time. It's actually really difficult to get a read on what they're going to be able to bring.
It's very simple, man. Think of Serbia, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Just think of the Serbian way. That's what this team basically is. They're not all Serbians. In fact, I think only 2 of them are actually Serbians. But if you remember the old Fnatic lineup that played back at DreamHack, I don't know if you saw me trolling Mitch in the chat before we started.
Oh yeah.
Never forget his Mirana. For those who actually understand that, congratulations. You were part of when Dota 2 was born. One of the first tournaments actually played when Dota 2 was still in officially closed beta back then. It was a very, very fun time. I gotta establish this before we start because I did say some details incorrectly during the last game, and that's about who can actually qualify for this. Now I did some digging, I did some checking. Now as you can see on the board, Team Spirit and Vega are drawn at 10 points. London Conspiracy have ended their games, so have Mama's Boys, because they ended up forfeiting all the remaining matches. Na'Vi require 1 point to actually qualify for the LAN. Now the reason for this is they beat both Team Spirit and Vega 2-0. This is the reason why, even if they find themselves only on 10 points at the end of the group stage, they will qualify based on the head-to-head results. We only have ourselves a tiebreaker situation if the head-to-head results do not actually sort out the tiebreaker. In this case, they do because Na'Vi beat both teams. So Na'Vi require 1 victory against 99% tonight. If they take the 2-0, then it's just a clear victory for the tournament.
5 seconds remaining.
All right. Well, Navi going to put everything into each game individually, but right now already getting Seneko as Wisp, they're feeling pretty good about just kind of emphasizing this global presence. Following that up with the Bat Rider, it allows you to essentially go for a relocate on every lasso, find a kill every minute, 90 seconds, somewhere in there, and that's just going to obviously establish some dominance early on. So I'm curious to see how 99% draft around this. I haven't seen Gogi drafting before, so already seeing a unique opener here, banning out the Oracle. Seems to be more afraid of that than the Wisp, and then picking up OD and Jakiro. So some good potential team fight, but I don't know. Like, the Jakiro pushes towers, the OD doesn't. The Jakiro does some pretty good slowing and stunning and damage in the fights, but OD kind of wants to just build himself up here. Night Stalker's gonna be roaming. The Jakiro is the thing that's out of the place the most. Like, if you had any other support here, I would be like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. He can zone the Bat Rider, he can put pressure out, or whoever's in the offlane if it's not the Bat. But it's just like, I don't know. I can't find enough worth in it if you don't have push heroes already.
It seems odd as well to combine it up with the Night Stalker. That's what makes me wonder exactly what the laning is going to be from 99%. Because when I see Jakiro right now, and I blame the finish for this, I think of the Enchantress Jakiro offlane, the dual offlane, which is really damn good. Like, Jakiro's lane presence is unbelievable, and he's so efficient as well. So I'm wondering if this is actually meant to be like some level of aggro. Oh my God, it's happening again! It's happening again! The VS final pickup, you can see it coming. Oh no, she got banned out. What do? You don't care. But yeah, they could get really aggressive here by running like Witch Doctor, Jakiro +1, which kind of actually has to be the Night Stalker on the bot lane, and then putting a favorable matchup up against the Bat Rider on the top. Like, that'll probably be the best way they can deal with this, because if they don't, this damage output's going to get a little bit too ridiculous against them.
Now, the one thing that 99% do have going for them that we didn't see for Little Conspiracy the last time is they do get to last pick their core hero. So if they want to find a core hero that can jump on the Drow Ranger, close distance, that's going to be their prerogative. They definitely, Lycanthrope would have been great. Being able to shapeshift and just run at the Drow would have been huge. Even just getting in Viper's face is good, because he obviously wants to keep his distance too, but I don't think you're worried about the Viper here. This guy is going to have overcharge, mechanism, heals. It's going to be very difficult to focus him down. Just worry about the Drow. Take the damage out, and then kind of go from there. So they definitely are going to look for a hero that can kind of get right on top of her, pin her down. I mean, I talked about Slark and Ursa in that previous match, and those still kind of apply, but I don't know. It maybe not as much now, because you also have to avoid greed. Like right now, the OD takes a while to come online. Night Stalker and Witch Doctor are much better with Aghanim Scepters. So yeah, I feel like you definitely have to get something that gets involved early on while still able to close the distance. Okay.
Well, he can close the distance. With a phase with build, he can get involved early on.
Yeah, once every 5 minutes. I don't know. It's weird.
It's Serbian. Like, you don't try and explain it, you just accept it. That's the way I go with this team sometimes. 99%. They do their own thing. They play their own style. I remember, for those people that remember him, like, we always called him Bucktop, but the translation was actually Victor. And he always used to say, like, it would be so much easier if the rest of the world played Serbian Dota. Because at that point, we would win all the tournaments, because we're the greatest at Serbian Dota.
10 seconds
And I'm like, well, why don't you just play everyone else's Dota? He's just like, that's not the way the Serbians do it.
5 seconds.
I'm like, okay, I accept that.
All right, when game is going one way, you just got to go with it, and 99% they'll try to shift it that way pretty early on with this unique draft. An 8 Tango Enchanted Mango Spectre in the safe lane here. Things are going to get pretty interesting, but I don't know. I mean, you could go like really hardcore into some theory crafting and say, okay, maybe the Spectre rushes like a Crimson Guard, nullifies the Drow's attack damage bonuses and makes it harder for Na'Vi to find kills. I would honestly say like an Urda Shadows, like Yasha, Vanguard stuff. No, don't go for the Radiance. Anything but the Radiance is pretty much what I'm thinking here for Gogi.
Yeah, it's early fighting. Any early fighting items that you want to grab them. I'm loving this new ward from 99%. It's the stealthiest way that you can put a ward up on the top lane by coming down through the back line here. and then planting the observer ward. You still get the vision you're looking for, and it's away from the normal like sentry position, which would be like here, for example. Like if you're trying to block up this camp, you'll probably find the observer ward there, or the one which is sitting inside the lane.
Yeah, you definitely usually have one on the eastern side instead, but I mean it's kind of fair and balanced considering the Radiant have the exact same opportunity from their tree line by their side shops. So it's nice to get that opportunity, and it's going to make it much harder for General. General, by the way, has been playing great on Batrider, but we're going to have a fight.
Yeah, where's that paralyzing cask? I'm waiting for LeBron James to freaking dunk it in right now. And now she bounces. A nice double ice path. Dendy and Tanaka getting caught out here. And Dendy, he's going to get the distance for first blood. Dendy does drop down as Na'Vi are losing multiple heroes. It was General who claimed that first blood. Art style. There's 4 sticky now. 5 sticky napalms over on the Chikiro. Trying to salve up. That won't work. The ice path is astray. General can't even get the kill because Art style wishes to kill Security himself. With the brain sap, it wasn't enough life to survive, so we go 2 to 3. It's Dendy, Stro, Ranger in the mid that's trying to make it back at the moment. And General, who, I'm like, he's taunting. He's taunting in the mid lane.
Well, there you go. Well, Serbian Dota already kind of kicking in here. It is going to be 99% to go for that 5v4 since the Viper was focused on the bottom rune. And yeah, it's kind of interesting the Jakiro goes Ice Path level 1. I feel like Dual Breath is almost always better in that situation, but I don't know. Na'Vi still played that pretty well. We're able to get a couple kills despite being 4v5, and they're going to control the OD directly. I mean, Artstyle's going to get right up in here with the brain sap action. Hell, Dendy is going in for some auto attacks as well. Like, they just don't want to give Monty anything.
Well, Dendy wasn't going to miss any CS by doing what he did. And they want to get aggressive up against Monty now that he doesn't actually have Arcane Orb. So there's no mana to steal. This is the time when you can get away with it. I'm interested to see how this bottom lane will actually come out. Because Seneko, he's doing a pull already. And we should probably keep our eyes on mid. Like, Artstyle, okay, you're getting aggressive. There's no Gust. The Ice Path and obviously Imprisoment's always going to do serious work for you. But yeah, on the bottom lane, Didira can't really zone out this Night Stalker. He could definitely harass him. But in these early levels, he's not going to do anywhere near enough to get Mitch to leave the lane. So Mitch, in this first 4 minutes, is still going to find good levels.
It's interesting also to see the Snake Wisp here having the bottle already, but like, what's he actually going to be doing? Grabbing runes here, the regen's going to be snatched up by the Night Stalker, and like, I don't know, he's just not really sustaining anybody. The Drow is very mana independent, the Viper is very mana independent, so obviously there's some strength that we've seen in the Wisp rotating to the offlane and helping out the Batrider, but for now he's kind of doing his own thing.
I've given up questioning the pick of the Wisp over on Na'Vi and how Sneko plays it. Like, they first pick him in every single game. I'm almost wondering if this is meant to be just a strat from Na'Vi to force teams to ban out the Wisp against them. The problem is the Wisp is never really that intimidating. So it's not one of these moments where it's like, oh, we definitely have to ban the Wisp up against Na'Vi. Like, that Wisp Tiny combo is unbelievable, or like the Wisp with X hero, like, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely true. Like, right now, Ditya, like, the most Wisp-oriented hero he picks is, like, Sven right now. I mean, Slark's not bad, but mostly the Sven is what you're looking to for those kind of combos. And most people think that they can deal with that as long as they get good ward coverage on Ancient Creeps and such. But we'll see the Wisp come into play, of course, in the mid-game. Actually helping out on bottom, getting some good hits onto Mitch. But, again, you have to remember that Night Stalker has an absurd amount of base HP regen. He's got 2 mangoes, and he's going to be back up to full HP in no time.
General's got to Firefly himself. Actually, he was thinking about getting himself out of here, but after Spectral Dagger misses and Seneko TP's up, they get a perfect burst of movement speed to catch out the Witch Doctor, and now with 4 sticky napalm charges on the Jakiro too, General will pick himself up a double kill. That's 3 in total. 75% of the kills of Na'Vi in the first 3 to 4 minutes.
Absolutely, and that's just what you have to be worried about is the Wisp rotating with the Batrider. The movement speed boost and the obviously he takes advantage of both the HP and mana going in hard like that. So I feel like Wisp Batrider is one of those combos that you don't see often enough to really get a good read on, but it's like only a single tier below Wisp Bristleback. Like, there's some really great synergy in the laning phase between those 2 heroes, so I definitely think that there's some great strength there, and they're taking advantage of it. And I'm also glad that Artstyle came to the show as well. Like, obviously, like, a bootsless Bane is usually not the thing that is very dynamic and very active in its rotations, but here Artstyle was able to get himself involved, and He's finding himself close to level 4.
Those nukes going to get even better for him. We've got a fake Snako rotating over, and Mitch is going to find it. He's already wasted his Void, which isn't great for him, and revealed his position in the meantime. Arstyle's just there in case.
Oh, General top. Very deep.
Yep, is he? No, flame breaking TP. Nope, that's not enough.
Man, he's getting a lot of confidence here since there's no magic stick on either the Witch Doctor or the Chikiro. He thinks he can do a lot, but misses out.
Mitch is poking from behind. Monty's hoping to get enough damage to kill off Snako or Artstyle, but it's just... it's difficult. So yeah, you kill the Bat Rider on the off lane. That's terrific, especially for the fact it was Spectre that gets the money. This will go towards like finishing up his urn after he's already got his phase boots. But Diddy Ra is still getting free space on the bottom lane to farm and do damage to the tier 1 tower. Denny's about to crack level 6, and this lineup of Na'Vi becomes a lot scarier with that bonus damage. Maybe not so scary when... okay, where the hell is that courier going? Right now, Artstyle is being saved by Snako, while the courier has just gone AWOL to the Dire secret shop. Artstyle, he's in world of hurt. With the dual breath coming out, then he's got no way to survive this one either. They'll end up losing too. And yeah, the ping is coming out going, what the f is this?
It feels like Na'Vi are playing a little bit of Serbian Dota themselves right now. This is getting pretty interesting.
The focus seems a little off, like, is the way. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, Diggerall's having the time of his life. He's just like, yep, Bastion, no Night Stalker, let's go. But in the meantime, there's a lot of pretty good stuff happening for 99%, so Neko may even go down.
He needs to tether. Luckily for him, Diddy Ra decided to come up. And Mitch is actually having a good influence across this map, going 2-0-2 as the offlaner. Night Stalker, yeah, your CS is pathetic at 6. But at least he's had an impact during this first nighttime cycle.
And we're going to see more potential as the Spectre is now level 6. She's one of the few level 6 heroes on the map, and obviously I would consider Haunt much more involved than simple Viper Strike. So for right now, I would have to say that there's a lot of value in the 99% position with their first usage of the Haunt if they can just kind of get the Night Stalker in play one more time. Mitch does have to go all the way back, and we'll see what he invests in monetarily, but I definitely think you should go for one more gank play with these phase.
Phase boost TP out. You've only got 55 seconds to do it. Monty, you can trigger the regeneration rune in a moment, which is exactly what happens. And they group up.
Smoke too.
Yeah, they group up for mid. They really want to keep Dendy down. Like, Dendy still hasn't hit his level 6 yet. So the damage output of the Drow Ranger is really not that scary. And you're expecting the rest, like, more supports from Na'Vi to be behind the tower to help him out. So here comes Mitch, they make the run. Spectral Haunt reveals most of him. Paralyzing Cask won't come. It was a good gust from Denny, actually silencing up Mitch plus the Witch Doctor. But you got the Malediction over on Diddy Ra, who rotated in. Saneko's almost dead. That OD ulti almost did the work, but it was actually Goggy, who's there on the front lines, just desolating through everyone until General's going to Firefly him down. It's a double kill for the Spectre. Can he even finish him off with the Firefly? You're going for a 2-1 trade-off. Spectral Dagger is off cooldown. He needs to wait for Firefly to end on General, so then he can make a break for the tree line, but no, he can't make it in time. Arnstar will get 522 gold for that kill. From a level 3 Brain Sap, just enough damage to finish the job.
And Na'Vi make a really good response. A lot of TPs coming in, despite the smoke plus the Haunt allowing 99% to get all 5 heroes in position immediately. Na'Vi still get the TPs in they need to respond to it. First the Viper, then the Bat, and they do kind of neutralize what 99% were looking to gain out of that. Now the first, or second day, the first night has ended, and Night Stalker is nowhere near 6. So with the Haunt on cooldown, this is Na'Vi's time to shine.
I'm just really surprised that Na'Vi were able to do that, or 99% allowed them to do that. Because the positioning, I felt like that fight split into 2 different parts, which it didn't need to.
Yeah, that's true.
You come in, the Spectral Haunt goes off, and then the Viper TP's in, so you had like half the heroes of 99% try and deal with the Viper, and the other half, aka Spectre, who reality in behind the lines, trying to kill off the Drow and the Bane. Now the Fiend's Grip onto Monty, and Na'Vi, a very simple and effective kill in the mid.
And it does cause some smoke, but they're happy to exhaust it to get a massive damage on the tier 1 mid. We're going to see General play around with top a little bit too, but I think the main reason why that split occurred, though, is just because this Viper is a bus. Like, this guy is just so naturally tanky and durable at this point in the game. Corrosive Skin, level 4. You just can't actually focus him down. So, DotaPit goes on the front line. Viper strikes one hero and separates two, which forces 99% if they want to commit for kills to go and overextend themselves pretty much lonesome. So Monty comes back in. They will go for another haunt play, and we'll see if it's enough to bring down Dendy.
Yeah, they're looking for both Denny, a 3-man gust to come out. The paralyzing cast making it difficult for Denny and Seneko just to walk away, but allows Arstar to TP out. Dendy, a little bit more movement speed. No, he can't. That last desolated buffed up attack from Goggy. He's able to get the kill over on Dendy. General looking for some revenge. Jumps inside the Firefly, but the Spectral Dagger again. Spectre really hunting on the front lines, looking for a kill. They did still lose the tier 1 tower in mid. It wasn't denied, so it was properly lost. So that's the downside here for 99%. Even though they keep killing Dendy.
Dire's top tower.
Mechanism coming out so soon, and that's going to, again, synergize heavily with the IO tether. IO is only level 4, so really, without the tether, this Wisp is only bringing restorative value. Like, the damage of the spell Spirits, by comparison to most other supports, is, meh. And since he's not bringing the global presence with the relocate, it's all about that tether heal. So the mechanism enhancing that, they're going to look to dive. They're going to look to get very aggressive as Ditya finishes that one up. And the blink is up for, of course, General, so they have other tools to enable the initiation.
Arstar's just twitching up on the top lane. He's hoping for an opening kill, but 99% saw him come up because they have the Observe Ward inside the lane. So they're looking for to be prepared for the team fight.
Good deny up top. That will kind of slow the roll of Na'Vi a little bit if they can't find a kill on top of this. General
coming.
Doesn't see the Vid Shocker though. He will find Mitch in the end.
That works. The Ice Path from Sideka, it's not going to be close enough for this, and LeBron's taken so much damage already. So 99% lose one. Jakiro dies up on top. Ditya looks like he was able to Viper strike him down as the Viper just retreats out. Goggy. He doesn't have the Spectral Dagger available for another 3 seconds. And with the cold arrows and the extra slow attacks they've got going, yeah, that was not an easy escape if he was ever going to achieve it. And
just the woods turned into a shooting gallery, man. Like, that was just disgusting. The Rage heroes just all line up and barrage them down. And this tier 2 tower is absolutely gone. Like, the Haunt respawn is going to be just too late. And oh, this is not where you want to be at if you're 99%. I mean, they knew what they were walking into with the draft, but oh man, they just need to get these ultimates. They really need to get the Witch Doctor ulti at the very least, but oh gosh.
There's a lot of TPs coming to this top lane. General's still here. Arstar, he's in a world of his own. General should just abandon his teammate and get the hell out of there.
Another deny. Jakiro denying the second tower while Nightstalker denies the first. This top lane really hasn't actually obtained much for Na'Vi. I felt like it would have been just a strength in map position at the very least, because up against a Nightstalker, all you want is map control, but I don't know, it's getting a little bit awkward that they're not getting the sums of cash that they kind of assumed when they built the strategy up.
I hate to say it, Mitch, you can't fight against that. Even with phase boots and during nighttime, it's still dangerous to go up against Dendy. Gus gives you enough space to throw range, and with he's actually got 2 points up in cold arrows. But even that was enough to kite the Night Stalker. And you can see now if you're trying to prepare for more and more earlier fights, hence Dendy builds in for drums as opposed to going for anything else. With the double damage rune, this opens up the opportunity for Na'Vi to go for Roshan before 99% can respond. And 99% now, they definitely see what's going on. Like, they have an Observer Ward sitting up on the hillside, so they understand that Roshan is currently being fought.
They need the Witch Doctor though, and he's nowhere near a position to contest, so it looks like they're just going to try to go in
he could TP.
by themselves.
He's coming to the tier 2, but yeah, it's already over. The double damage rune did the work. Seneko trying to tether up now against Ditya, because with the mech charge, the burst heal across the board, Arstar protecting Seneko with the Nightmare. They're going to drag Mitch back out again, so Mitch, we still haven't had the first casualty of war, and it looks like it won't actually be the Night Stalker. It will probably be Goggy. No, LeBron's giving enough life. The Ice Path board also enough space that Na'Vi just can't find the easy opening. Now they'll finally claim him, and Witch Doctor's going to run out of mana. There's a TP coming forward from the Wisp, so Seneko tethers himself across. And with the Wisp Spirit Balls hitting the Witch Doctor, that's a very quick and, well, I say very quick, at least was a simple execution. But now Na'Vi will group up and just go for the mid.
Yeah. Very surprised they didn't even bother putting any damage in the Night Stalker there, but in the end, he's kind of the small fish in this pond, and they throw him back, they get the Spectre, they get the Haunt, and once again, they go just right down the lane. So now, looking to actually secure the tower kill, rather than just kind of poke and prod around it. And the nice thing about the Drow not having like an Invoker or a Visage on his team, is he could just use his Precision Aura whenever they want to push. So he's used it twice already this game, and yeah, you're just able to go hard for these towers, really facilitate this push strat, and they very well could breach high ground with this first Aegis, unless we see some really good spell usage coming out from 99%.
I don't want to say the game is over, but it feels like we've walked down this path previously, aka last game. And for anyone that was tuning in for the last game, like, we're just sitting here the entire time just going, you know what, this momentum, it really can't be quelled. It's that position right now. The difference is, though, that the Drow Ranger isn't in as great a position to push high ground. That's where I kind of prefer the last build, going for the Yasha and then in for the Dragonlance. The range on the Drow Ranger was unbelievable.
It's true, but I would actually have to facilitate more the laning composition. I'll relocate top with the lasso. That should be a kill on the Spectre here, dropping items just to piss him off. But no, that will be a pretty clean kill. But they actually might be able to make the jump on Artstyle and Dendi in the meantime. It looks like they're very tentative about it, though.
Yeah,
anyways,
they have to remember the relocate's going to be pulling him back in a moment, so they would have to get the kill within like the space of 3 seconds.
But I would have to say that a lot of it comes down to the fact that they put the Viper in the safe lane, the Drow in the mid, where usually it's the opposite. Obviously, they wanted Dendi to get some good solo experience, but he ended up getting denied a lot by that OD.
You're right. It's just a good mix-up. Actually showing the fact that Na'Vi aren't just like a full one-trick pony, which was a big concern. Like, everyone was like, oh, Na'Vi is just Chen. Na'Vi is just Chen. Then Na'Vi was just Wisp. Na'Vi is just Wisp.
Till they use every hero in the game, including Riki, and figure out strats to make them all work. But no, I think it's good to have Viper get the extra tankiness here. Yeah, Yash is probably better to have right now on the Drow than on the Viper, but the most important thing, again, was just getting that mech out onto your Raw. Once they had that, they could take most any fight.
Another denied tower.
Really?
Not that
Oh
it really matters when you're 16 minutes in. The Death Ward from Witch Doctor, the silence comes out pretty quickly, but you've already triggered off your Haunt. The OD ulti was negligible as far as being effective, and the mech charge to go off, your Fiend's Grip locks down the OD. The OD, well, okay, there's an imprisonment there to try and buy him some space, but you've lost your Spectre once again. With the lassos out, this will be your mid-racks. You've lost too many heroes. The Drow is still up. The only hero that Na'Vi lost was the Wisp.
Mechanism and Magic Wand, those items just providing so much sustain by themselves here. It's not a Dazzle lineup, Omni, Abba, whatever. Like these are just heals coming in from the items that allow them to stay and play, and they're able to not only decimate the mid lane, but now even looking at top here with the big ultimate still on cooldown.
If they can take the tower before 99% come up, like, that'll be the dream. Relocate.
Yeah, looks like it.
It's Wisp coming
Have
back.
fountain heals.
He's just bringing back as much regeneration as possible because then he's still got the Aegis Immortal. Like, they don't really want to, like, okay, they don't really want to fight. In fact, right now I'm almost thinking that relocate save out may be a good thing, but okay, no, Snakeo, he'll leave Dendi behind, and Dendi is probably going to die for this cause. However, General, right in the thick of it, Dendi does die, but of course that Aegis Immortal triggered out. OD's on the sidelines now, and Spectre, he's the primary core that's left. And now, he's not left anymore.
Yeah, you just can't fight this Viper, man. He's just massive. Like, you run at him, and he just stares right in your eyes, and we'll see them cleaned up here. The Aegis, the mech, that's all they needed. Just bread and butter, push strat from Na'Vi, but they were able to kind of open in a very unique way. Opening up with the Wisp Batrider forces 99% to start saying, okay, well, we have to be worried about these little pickoffs that'll build Na'Vi momentum. So let's build up these defensive supports that can very quickly respond. The Jakiro and the Witch Doctor both have good stuns against tethered units, but that wasn't the crux of Navi's plan. In fact, it hardly mattered at all what Snakeo was playing, because it really just came down to the course.
Yep. That worked way too easy, and with that, Na'Vi will qualify for their first LAN event since TI5. And I say qualify, I did do my double checking on what we talked about previously, and it was the fact that Na'Vi actually didn't qualify for Star Ladder. They were invited as an extra wild card after OG actually declined the invite. That is the reason why Na'Vi was the last Star Ladder. So they actually haven't fully qualified for a tournament until now. They still have one more game to play, though, so we're not done for the evening, 99%. They still have one more game up against Na'Vi, so expect some giggles to come your way. Congratulations to Na'Vi. They've qualified for the LAN. Let's have ourselves some fun with the last game of this group stage for DotaPit.